Okay, so I'm almost home. I had to take a little break. Get totally wiped out. Bag is kind of heavy down there. Anyway, it was a nice walk, though, let me tell you. Everybody's being respectful and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Social distancing. Even in Walgreens, like the other day I went in there, it wasn't like this. But now, you know, every store is starting to have its lines where you can't go, you know, you can't move up to the cash register until a few minutes, till the next person is totally completely done. Also, the person at the cash register, instead of talking to me, he held up a sign, and at first I'm looking at him like, why are you holding a sign? Like, people talk. And he held up the sign and pointed at it because I wasn't 8 feet away from him, and I'm like, okay, you could have just said move over. So communication is important, because I don't see too good. So if you don't tell me with words, I'm not going to hear you. But other than that, you know, it was all right. I just moved over because, first of all, he's behind the counter. So he could back up, right? Yeah. So anyway, that was the only thing that I found that was irritable. But okay, my mask broke in Walgreens, so I had to put it in my pocket. So much for that. I got to figure out how to fix a mask when you're out in public, when you got gloves on. So I still have them on because, you know, now I've got a bag, and I got to go home and show you how to take care of things as you bring it into the house. So I'm not going to take the gloves off until I actually get in the house. So that's where we're heading right now. I just wanted to say that. Remember, if you set an intention every day, I know there's a lot of you out there that just don't understand that theory, but set an intention as soon as you get up out of bed is definitely a positive. And since I live in a positive world, and I know that for a fact that these things work, I'm telling you, get up and be grateful that you're awake, that you are well, and state that, and then state what you want for the rest of the day, you know. And then when you go to bed, say thank you again, and say thank you for the day that I got through it and everything is okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Say your prayers. You know, I know some of you are, you know, really spiritual people in the context of what church does for you. And I'm a very spiritual person. I don't go to church. I am totally into my church is with the Creator, without having to go into a building with a whole bunch of people pretending to be something they're not. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's true. Over the years of what I've seen, I'm not knocking you if that's what turns you on and works for you, because that's the way it goes, right? But what I have seen in so many cases from when I was a kid until now as a grown adult, it's a crutch. And then when they leave the church, they go back to doing their dirty stuff. So it's not making sense to me. So if it works for you, hey. If it don't, you got to find another way. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. And I know what works for me is communing with the higher power, whatever name you want to call it, Jah, Rastafari, Jehovah, God, the Almighty, Jesus, whatever. Whatever works for you, get up and say thank you for having gotten you through the night, that you're still here to have another human experience. You know, spiritual being and a human experience. Anyway, let's get back to the basics and let's get home and show you how to clean up what you bought in the store and keep it all clean. All right, so we're heading home.